93.6 Global Radio's return to Eldorado with Dave James.
Welcome to the second video in this series. Today, I'm excited to be catching up with one of the stars of the show, Iker. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, you did, yes.
Good. Of course, better known to many Eldorado fans as Javier. Now, Iker, I know this was many years ago for you. It was 25 years ago. But I wonder if we could just delve into the past and try and bring back some memories. Can you remember how you got involved with the TV show Eldorado?
Yes, I was filming Michael Winterbottom's Under the Sun. And we were told that the BBC was looking for actors because one TV series was to be done in the south of Spain, very close to the locations in which we were filming. So I quickly sent the BBC a lot of pictures and my CV, and they called me. I knew later that Alan Horrocks, who was the producer of the film is called Under the Sun. And Alan Horrocks, the producer, had himself sent them some little pieces of the film, which was still in post-production, so that they could see it. And Julia called me. She made me go to London for one day. I made the audition, and I was given the part.
It must have been a very exciting time for you.
Yes, I was very young. I was just starting, and the BBC hired me again. So I felt very privileged, really, and in a way, I assumed that life was always going to be that way. I assumed wrongly that as an actor, I would be casted very quickly from one work to the other, which didn't happen later. But at the time, it was very, very exciting. I met very good companions while filming. I met Sandra Sandri. We got really close friends. I met all of them. It was a very important learning and an experience I will always cherish. Yeah.
So when you got the part for Eldorado, presumably you had to move to the area, to Mijas, where it was filmed. Where did you live during the filming?
I took an apartment in Mijas. It's a beautiful village, very near Marbella, very near Fuengirola. So I lived up on the hills in the white village of Mijas. Yeah, it was beautiful.
What was the filming schedule like? Was it very busy?
To tell you the truth, schedule wasn't as busy as I would have liked because, Javier wasn't given so many lines. He was quite a character in the darkness, we could say. He didn't appear much. So as an actor, I guess I was willing to be on the set more often, which did never happen, really. Only in some episodes, Javier was given some strong or interesting scenes, mainly with my mother, played by Stella Maris, Rosario, and, of course, with Roland, with Freddie, yes.
You had some very touching scenes with Roland, didn't you?
Yes, my best scenes ever in Eldorado were the ones with Roland, yes, of course.
You should not have come.
I know.
But I'm glad you have.
It's just that I forgot to give you your wedding present. It was John's, but I thought you'd like it. It's an Egyptian cat for luck and fertility. Not that you need that. I shouldn't have come. I'll go.
Wait. Read this later. After the blessing.
Paco.
No. Not today, Freddie. Do as I say.
Thank you.
I was very happy. I was sad because I was leaving, but I knew that there was very little chance for Eldorado to go on. And so they decided to sacrifice Javier to try to make the audience be involved with the show. And when Javier died, those episodes were the most, how do you say that? Those episodes had the highest audience ever, which wasn't enough, obviously.
Now, Pablo, open the windows, please, quick.
But at the same time, while I was sad to leave, I remember I left crying because I was leaving my companions behind. I was leaving my work behind. I was very happy because I was given the chance to play a gay couple in a primetime show. I was given beautiful lines. I was given the chance to be with Roland, which was a privilege. And I felt very proud of it, really. I think that made Javier really interesting. I wish the producers had been brave enough to go on with that storyline. Perhaps that would have been a good reason to save Eldorado, you know? But the world was, 25 years ago, the world wasn't perhaps ready for such a thing. Some years later, when I was searching on the internet, I found a list of the main gay couples in television and cinema. And curiously, I was very happy, I was thrilled, because Freddie and Javier appeared. So you see, it was a very dignified and positive way to leave Eldorado.
It was a surprising storyline for viewers back in England, but here in Spain, I imagine the culture was even more conservative, so your work must have had an even greater impact on people here.
You see, I've always been very open regarding my own affections, so I didn't even pay attention to people's reaction. I guess the audience reaction could have been similar in all Europe, no? At least in Western Europe. I very fondly remember that some years later in Madrid, I was stopped on the street by one boy, almost a child, and he came to me. He was British, and he came to me and told me, Javier, I always watched Eldorado, and you cannot imagine how much watching your story with Freddie helped me, because I felt identified. There wasn't any character on TV with which I could feel identified as a child, and watching you was healing in a way. So you see, it was a privilege, really, it was.
When you look back on those days in Eldorado, the cast were made up of many different nationalities. What was the atmosphere like on the set?
The atmosphere amongst actors was beautiful. I mean, we were all companions. Of course, you felt closer to some of them than the others, as always. But the atmosphere amongst us was beautiful. But to tell you the truth, there was always something anguishing, at the very least, difficult. Because you see, the show started and we had the feeling that things weren't totally ready. The scripts weren't very exciting, nor very specific regarding the characters and the relationships between them. Problems started to appear regarding budget for clothes, for costumes, and above all, when part of the cast was eliminated, we all stayed there fearing that the following one could be one of us, fearing that it could happen again, and wondering who could be the next one, what we could do to avoid such a situation. And the media was pitiless towards us. So it was weird. There was always a deep lack of calm.
Are you still friends with anyone you worked with during Eldorado?
I am still friends with Sandra Sandri. We don't meet as much as we would like because she lives in Barcelona. I live in the Basque country, and we cannot meet as often as we would like. And I chat sometimes with Framboise.
Oh, she had a wonderful character on screen, didn't she?
Yes. To me, her character was one of the best ones. Yeah, she was always bright with that sense of humor, which also was part of her personality. I mean, I think they were clever to somehow take advantage of Framboise's qualities, and she was bright. She was special. Yeah. So the character was very funny. Yeah, I loved it. Yes.
Yeah, a very, very beautiful lady.
Yes, a beautiful lady. Yeah, and she is a beautiful lady. Yes. And then I was very fond of Stella Maris, who played my mother. I keep very fond memories of most of my companions, but if you ask me which ones were really close to me, I would tell you Sandra, for sure, Sandra Sandri, and Stella, and Framboise, no, because we chat from time to time.
Of course, you're now a very accomplished theatre star here in Spain. What projects are you working on at the moment?
Well, the word star is quite big, isn't it? I'm a worker, still a worker. Yes, I prepare the play we will be playing in August, which is the adaptation of Henry Fielding's Joseph Andrews. It's a comedy. There is a film about the book, but the film has very little to do with the theatre adaptation of the book.
But Iker, it sounds exciting, and it's good to see that you're doing so well since Eldorado. I know that many of the fans of the show have been delighted to see the progress and the things that you've been doing since then. I wonder if you could think back for a moment. Do you have a favourite memory of your time from when you were living here on the Costa del Sol?
I have so many. I really miss the light of the place. The light, not only the weather, but the light. You see the nature. I love weather in the Basque country. I love grey, humid days. I love it. But when I think of the Costa del Sol, I always think of the light, of the people I met. I remember so many things. It's such a beautiful part of the world to live in. And I've got plenty of memories. If I started, I would never finish, because it's everything. It's Fuengirola, it's Marbella, it's Mijas, people, as I said.
Finally, Iker, the Eldorado mystery that continues since the show finished. One of the actresses in the show who played young Fizz, she seems to have disappeared and nobody knows where she went or what she's doing. Have you heard from her since the show finished?
Well, I don't want to be frivolous because I don't really know what her circumstances are, but perhaps you have now found the key to Eldorado's second part, which could be a mystery TV series about her character and the actress being disappeared and what happens 25 years later, because I don't know anything about her. I thought once that I had found her, so I wrote to her, and I never get an answer, which shocked me, because we were even when we were together for a very short time, we were very close to each other. So no, I cannot tell you anything about her, really. As I said, I wrote to her. I wrote to the person I thought was Kate Pitkin, but never got an answer.
The mystery continues. Iker, thank you so much for sharing your memories with me today. It's been so good to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Really, I'm thrilled. Really, I'm thrilled to have received your invitation to your program. And I thank you very much. Really, I thank you, in fact.
And I wish you every success in the future with the project that you're working on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. Bye-bye.
93.6 Global Radio's return to Eldorado with Dave James.